Old School Will, I'm back at it again, folks. Today we're going to have a different type of conversation. Cruise conversation, that is. Now, this one right here might get people talking because recently I've noticed something very interesting. There are some, if not a lot of cruisers out there who believe certain groups of people should not just change their behavior. They believe the groups should actually be banned from cruise ships. And I had to sit back and think about that one for a minute, because cruising brings together thousands of people from different backgrounds, from different ages, lifestyles, and those different opinions. A cruise ship is almost like that small floating city on the water. And anytime you put thousands of people together, somebody's going to do something that somebody else don't like. So today we're going to look at 5 different groups of passengers that some people say they want removed from cruising. But we're not just going to judge. We're going to look deeper and ask, why do people feel this way? And do they have a legitimate concern? Or are we getting to a point where we just don't want to tolerate anyone who enjoys cruising differently from what we do? So let's talk about that. Now, the first group of people that we're going to talk about are those smokers. Now, if you've been on a cruise ship, you already know this is probably one of the biggest debates at sea. Some passengers say, I paid that good money for this vacation, and I shouldn't have to walk through cigarette smoke. I shouldn't have to smell it in my cabin or smell it on my balcony. They complain about the smell getting on their clothes. They complain about having those allergies. They complain about trying to enjoy the casino without being around that smoke. And from their perspective, they feel like the comfort of thousands of passengers should come before a small group that smokes. Now, let's look at the other side of that. The smokers are going to say, hey, wait a minute now. Hold on, hold your horses there, boss. I paid for my cruise too. They are following the rules. They are smoking in an area where the cruise line told them they are allowed to smoke. They are not sneaking around the ship smoking wherever they want. So that question becomes, is the smoker the problem? Or is the cruise line responsible for designing better smoking areas? Maybe they should have better ventilation. Or maybe they should separate smoking and non-smoking casino sections. Because banning everyone who smokes might not be the answer. Maybe finding a better balance is. Let's talk about that second one, that number 2. Kids on cruise ships. Oh, we're going to really hit this one. This one gets people fired up. Some cruisers say kids are getting way out of control. They talk about kids running down the hallways, playing on elevators, taking over hot tubs, being loud in dining areas. And we kind of wonder, where in the world are the parents? And they also say, I came on a vacation to relax. I didn't come here for a floating daycare. And I do understand where some of those frustrations come from. Because the real problem isn't the kids. Because those kids are going to be kids. Now, as I just stated, the problem is when parents stop parenting. Kids are excited. They're on vacation. They see pools. They see that ice cream machine like old school sees when I get on there. Probably the first stop I make. But they see those games and the freedom that they're going to now have because mom and dad are nowhere to be found. But a cruise ship is still a public place. Other passengers are trying to enjoy their vacation too. But should all kids be banned? I don't think that's realistic. Some of my best memories are seeing families making memories together. The answer is responsibility. Parents have to remember, your vacation doesn't mean your children become everybody else's responsibility. Now, that number 3 that they were talking about, those mobility scooters. Now, this one is sensitive because there are a lot of people who really need those scooters. Some passengers say scooters block hallways. I have to agree with them on that. The cruise lines need to do a better job of that one. They complain about getting bumped. They complain about elevators being full, and I've seen that one also. Some people feel like there are too many scooters on certain ships. But let's look at the other side of that equation. For some cruisers, that scooter is the real reason they can cruise at all. Folks, we're all getting older, old school as well. One of these days, old school might need one, and I might wind up bumping into y'all on one of these cruise ships. So, without that scooter, they may not be able to enjoy the ship. They may not be able to travel. They may not be able to experience the world. And one day, any of us could be in that same position. Now, does that mean scooter riders don't have responsibilities? Of course not. Everyone has to be respectful, drive safely, and watch your surroundings. They must be patient, but banning people because they need assistance, I think we have to be careful with that one. Now, the number 4 that they were talking about. Back to those gamblers. Some people say gamblers are taking over cruise ships. They say the casino gets too much space. They say cruise lines focus too much on casino players. They say big gamblers get better offers and better treatment. But here's the business side of that. Casinos bring in revenue, the big Benjamins. That revenue matters to cruise lines, and many casino players are loyal customers who cruise over and over again. The bigger question is, can cruise lines balance taking care of casino guests while still making every passenger feel important? Because whether you spend money in the casino or never touch a slot machine, everyone on board should feel valued. And finally, our number 5. This one made old school laugh quite a bit. Still laughing. Cruise YouTubers. People like yours truly, old school. Some people say, we're tired of cameras everywhere. We're tired of people filming everywhere and everything. We're tired of influencers. And you know what? I actually understand part of that conversation. Nobody wants someone sticking a camera in their face while they're trying to enjoy a vacation. People deserve privacy. But there's another side that you may not have thought about. Many cruise YouTubers help people, just like old school. They show the ships. They explain mistakes. They try to keep you informed on day-to-day operations of what's happening in the cruise industry. And they help those first-time cruisers. They show cabins, food, ports, and experiences before someone spends thousands of dollars. A lot of people book vacations because they watch someone share their experience. So again, the answer may not be banning. The answer may be respect. Film responsibly, respect privacy. Remember that everyone around you is also on vacation. And after looking at all 5 groups here, maybe the real question is not who should be banned from cruising. Maybe the question should be, how do we all learn to cruise together? Because everybody has something that annoys somebody. the smoker, the kids, the scooter rider, the gambler, and old school with the YouTubers. At the end of the day, we all stepped on that ship for the same reason: to relax, to have fun, to see the world, and to create memories, not only for ourselves, but for others. So now I want to hear from you. Should any of these groups actually be banned? Or do we just need more respect and common sense on these cruise ships? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this one right here, I know everybody's going to have an opinion. And also, don't forget, if you enjoy Old School's videos that I put out to you, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and give it a thumbs up. Oh well, with all that being said, this is Old School Will again, and y'all stay blessed.